What's happening, YouTube? You're in here with 1/3 of the Black Avengers of Life Gains. It's Lamont Tyson. I'm just waiting on the fellas to stroll on in here as they normally do, just a little late. But before they get here, let me welcome everybody that's just now starting to watch my videos. We picked up some traction this week, got some new subscribers, got a whole lot of comments. And boy, did they try to take us to task on a whole lot of issues we went through, but we're not going to let this fight up. We're going to keep letting you guys know what is really going on, what you're not hearing at a lot of places in the media, and we're going to cover a bevy of issues today. We're going to talk about Juneteenth. If you don't know, I've got a great cover for you to understand what Juneteenth is, and is our president trying to hijack it. He's going to be having a rally on June 19th in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the epicenter of one of the worst race riots ever in American history in Tulsa, Oklahoma. What some of us know as Black Wall Street. We're going to discuss that. We've got state senators behaving badly. Ohio Senator Steve Hoffman, man, I didn't think that people were still calling us colored, but I guess they are. What's up, my friend Trisha? And then, of course, we're going to get into the fun stuff about Beyonce being Storm in the MCU. We've got two things we want to discuss in movies that you all might enjoy watching this weekend. And for all my gamers, Last of Us Part 2 dropped this Tuesday, and they saying it's better than the first one. I haven't played it yet, but we're going to discuss that. I've got 4 high-paying dividend stocks that you should put into your stock portfolio that can be done right on Robinhood. We're going to discuss that as well. And without further ado, let me give a shout out to my Super Chat game. And there are a lot of people in the Super Chat game. And here they are. This is the Super Chat Hall of Fame. My man T Streams, my homie Mike Willie, my folk Buzz, of course Trisha, she just left me a message. Hey, my lady. Howard McQuarters and DVD King, I want to shout all you out, and I got a new visual emoji for you guys. Let me know how y'all like this. Huh? How y'all like that one? That's for all the people in my Super Chat Hall of Fame. I'm very thankful to you all. You keep pushing this channel, taking us further and further. We're greatly appreciated, and stick with us. So first subject we're going to get into is, what is Juneteenth? There are some people that don't know. Why are some of us in arms about Trump trying to hold a rally on Juneteenth and also wanting to do it in Tulsa, Oklahoma? Let me let you guys take a look at this, and then we'll break it down and we'll kind of discuss why some of us are upset.
Juneteenth, a cross between June and 19, commemorates the official end of slavery in Texas on June 19th, 1865. That's over 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed into law by President Lincoln. News of their new freedoms was slow to reach some slaves throughout the country, and historians theorize that Texan slave owners suppressed the information in order to get one final cotton harvest from the slaves. On June 19, 1865, Major General Gordon Granger and Union troops arrived in Galveston to announce the war had ended and delivered General Order No. 3, which proclaimed that all slaves were free. The first official Juneteenth celebration took place in Texas a year later and became a state holiday in 1980. Juneteenth is celebrated in many ways, ranging from parades to cookouts and other activities. But Juneteenth isn't just about celebrations. It also serves as a time to further the conversation on the legacy left by slavery in the United States, and as a means of discussing ways to address it, like the hotly contested topic of reparations.
We recognize our lineage as a generational trust, as inheritance. And the real dilemma posed by reparations is just that, a dilemma of inheritance. It is impossible to imagine America without the inheritance of slavery.
First sponsored by John Conyers in 1989 and reintroduced every session until his retirement in 2017, the Commission to Study and Develop Reparation Proposals for African Americans Act tries to tackle the subject. The bill is now sponsored by Texas Democrat Sheila Jackson Lee in the House and Senator Cory Booker in the Senate.
Though I am gratified that we are having this hearing on Juneteenth, and for those of us who understand Juneteenth 2 years after the proclamation, Emancipation Proclamation, there were those Africans who did not have freedom until 1865. H.R. 40 is in fact the response of the United States of America, long overdue.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Abraham Lincoln, 2 years after the Civil War, gave us freedom. And did you hear in that clip of how the people in Texas and the area, they didn't tell the slaves about that, so they get another free year of labor out of them. Instead of it being just a simple state holiday, that is something that needs to become a national holiday. Why is it not recognized more widely that the Emancipation Proclamation took place and gave those people down in that area their freedom? It was widely known. Why is that not a holiday? And to trample on the holiday, ladies and gentlemen, in the midst of COVID-19, in the midst of peaceful protests about inequalities amongst African Americans, your president, Donald J. Trump, is going to hold a rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the place where in 1921 is the second most bloodiest race riot in the history of this country, whites killing blacks. Those black folks in Tulsa was doing good. That's one of the reasons why they call it Black Wall Street. A gang of people decided to go down there, and they was like, oh no, these people living too good. We got to destroy all of this. Over 300 blacks died that day. And Donald Trump is trying to thread the needle through your eyeball and poke at us a little bit while throwing the bone to his hardcore supporters that I don't give a damn about these protests. These people walking in the streets don't fear me. I can militarize the National Guard whenever I want to take them out. Ladies and gentlemen, what do? I don't care what happens the rest of this year. And the states you can see are throwing things at you left and right. They putting up more barriers than a Dukes of Hazzard show that you got to jump over. Vote. Atlanta and Georgia are having huge issues with voting. They're still trying to gerrymander that thing so that it's maybe only 2 or 3 voting districts per major city. It don't matter, ladies and gentlemen. If you want it to change, you have got to get out there and vote. You cannot let up the pressure on what's going on with this movement. This movement has got the ball rolling. And now to get the ball across the finish line, you've got to vote these bums out of office right now so that we can start getting legislation put in place that can help the movement, help bring equality for all. Trump knows that a lot of his supporters are fractured emotionally. They're fractured, in some cases, mentally, when you look at the numbers of who's doing all the opioids. And to them, when you say we're fighting for equality for blacks, they don't look at it like that. They look at it as though if we give those blacks equality to what we have, they're going to have an advantage over us. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is very important that you keep this movement going. You take the same energy. I'm going to need you to take the same energy and go to the voting box. Vote early. Fight for your state to even have you doing mail-in voting. Keep the pressure on. Keep hope alive. Keep the fight going. And I can see us. We're down at the 10-yard line, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get this thing across the finish line. Let me shout out some more people. My folk, Buzz. What's going on, man? Yeah, man, I don't know what's up with these notifications, Buzz. I told you, half of the people on my channel have hit me up saying that for some reason their notifications keep getting turned off. I don't know, man. YouTube claim they're trying to help a brother, but it don't look like they're trying to help me out. But thank you for checking in. You know what time we jump up here, and I appreciate you getting in. Trisha C., I've already put in vacation for the day she's got to vote. Now, this is a dedicated sister because she already know they're going to be trying to come with the flim flam, and she is taking precautions. William Brown, what's up, my brother? My folk DVD King, what's good, brother? Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to the next subject. Now, I want you guys to tell me, Some of you all are younger, some of you all are older. But when you are talking to an Anglo-Saxon American and they call you a colored, what do you think? Are you thinking, damn, dude, is this 1965? I'm a colored? Well, check this story out. We have this gentleman right here. His name is Steve Huffman, Ohio Republican State Senator. And also, ladies and gentlemen, might not add that he's an emergency room doctor, 20 years. He believes that certain communities' hygiene may play a large part as to why Black people have been disproportionately impacted by the respiratory disease. My points, as I understand, let me go back in there and grab that again. But there he is. Take a good look. You see the face of holding up progress. My point, as I understood, African Americans have a higher incidence of chronic conditions, and it makes them more susceptible to death from COVID. But why does that make them more susceptible just to get COVID? Could it just be the African Americans or the colored population? Let me bring it back up one more time. Yeah, let me let y'all see his nice face. So when y'all see him on social media, you give him the business, and if you live in Ohio, you vote him out. But why does it make them more susceptible to just get COVID? Could it just be that African Americans or the colored population do not wash their hands as well as other groups, or wear a mask, or do not socially distance themselves? That could be the explanation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is just pure T asinine. When I say asinine, it's asa 10, it's asa 11, it's asa 56. You basically trying to say that, I guess because people are in poverty, because the numbers support it. Those Black folks in poverty, they're doing worse. They're dying more with COVID. And you basically trying to say that their living conditions are so bad as coloreds that they don't wash their hands, their hygiene is worse. Ladies and gentlemen, this thing it's about to make me cuss. First of all, y'all just seen not too far from where I live at, 2 weeks ago, they had a damn race, and that race was packed to the hilt. And there was only one person I seen in a picture of about 125 people wearing a mask. But Black people are the ones who are not practicing all these things they put in place: social distancing, wearing a mask. Me and my wife leave this house, go up and down to different stores. Who do you think we see the majority in our county wearing masks? Black people. Yeah, he don't know what he's talking about. And furthermore, what in the hell kind of social sensitivity do you have to be calling people coloreds? Bruh, it's 2020. This ain't 1975 colored. Man, my God. But ladies and gentlemen, this is what you're dealing with. Not only that, but this man was an ER doctor. Does he not understand the sensitivity that go on with Black people when it comes to the medical community? Because there are a whole lot of things that they hide from the history books. If they really gave you history unfiltered, and you go through the parts of slavery and the progression Black people went through from slavery to Jim Crow to emancipation, some of these white people would really crack up. And me having a medical degree, I understand the mistrust between the Black community and the medical community. They did experiments on Blacks. They thought that Blacks had tougher skin. They thought that Blacks didn't feel pain the same way. They would do all these eugenic projects on Black people. They lied to Black people about things they was doing. We was basically lab rats. And you wonder why so many of our old school folks, even some new school, don't trust the medical community. Hell, there are a lot of people that are saying they might not even get the COVID-19 vaccine because they have such a distrust of the community. And when you have that, it stems from individuals like this who haven't educated themselves to know better. He doesn't want to know better. You don't get to be that far in your career without knowing better. You're doing it because you want to be a bigot. You're doing it because you want to be biased. And ladies and gentlemen, if you live in Ohio, please vote his ass out of office. All right, who we got here? Copeland, the Ozarks was, there's my man Larry.
What's up,
Larry,
y'all?
you done missed all the hardcore stuff. I done had to go in by myself.
Oh, man.
I done had to go in by myself. I done had to go in on your president trying to fuck up Juneteenth. I done had to go in on Steve Huffman calling Black people colored. His dumb ass is a GOP state senator talking about the hygiene of black people is why we're getting COVID-19 and dying more than white people. I done had to go in on him. Now you getting to come in on the fun stuff.
Man.
See how
before I come in, if you're already in the fun stuff, let me just back up for a hot second just to say this.
I'm only giving you one subject because you missed it. You only one of the evils. Which one you want? Do you want Trump fucking Trump Juneteenth? Okay, Trump. Well you got
it's gotta be. So this is the thing with Trump and his rallies, right? This is the crazy thing. And if anybody out there is a Trump supporter and you see this and you hear about this and don't recognize that Donald Trump, your president, does not give a flying frog's fart about you. The fact that he is requiring everybody who attends his rallies to sign a waiver saying that if you get COVID-19, you are not going to sue or hold Donald Trump or the campaign for Donald Trump for president accountable. He's basically making you indemnify him and his campaign in case you get sick while you're there. Now, if it was safe,
but it's a hoax, Larry. It's a hoax. It's not real.
If it's safe, why in the world does this need to be? Why is it that they need to have you sign a waiver? Come on, people. If you don't realize how little this person cares, he cares nothing for you. He's there.
Nothing.
He wants you to come out and stroke his ego with one of his stupid rallies. And if you're willing to sign that thing and go ahead and risk getting COVID so that you can be a prop, I guess I don't know what to say except, Darwinism. I don't know. It's just, yeah.
Now, Larry, on a good note, because I want you to stay happy this video, I want to introduce you to Lisa Matthews. She's new to our live chat. We want to give her a big round of applause. Matter of fact, let me get, oh, Lord. Oh, hell, not Larry. Larry, you're having technical issues, man. You're the tech guy. Lisa and my big folk, Brandon over at Just My Opinions. If you guys don't follow Brandon over at Just My Opinions, he's in here super chatting with us. Be sure to follow him on YouTube. He's a good brother. He puts out great movie and TV show reviews. He's a loyal follower to this channel. And I want to say something to Lisa Matthews. I have a special visual emojicon for you because I am thankful you're joining this live stream. Check this out. We welcome you, my lady. And as soon as, there he is. He's back already. I told you he's a tech man.
Yeah,
man.
Tech man. My gear's been failing on me lately. So I was trying to buy some new stuff, but I was gonna buy a webcam, but it's practically impossible where to find them nowadays. So
yeah, man. Ariel Rogers says the only reason why our race is dying off, they are saying by COVID-19 is because they have to have a reason for why we are dying off. Well, Ariel, they know why we're dying off. Poverty deals with a lot of these people not having access to health care. That's one of the major reasons. And to buffer their point, they're trying to, in essence, not come out that wallet to provide people with health care by saying that we don't take baths properly.
Right.
Now,
and here's the other thing. Yeah. But here's the other thing too with healthcare is that it's not just people not having healthcare, it's the attitude that you have towards getting help when you don't have healthcare. For me, I've had healthcare for almost my entire life, Right. And because I did, even at times when I was there were times where I was freelancing and didn't have employer assisted healthcare, or I was off my parents' plan or whatever else. And I went and bought my own individual plan before people were really buying individual plans. But it was expensive, but I knew how valuable it was. But if you've never really had health care, your attitude towards going to the doctor is, I'll go to the ER if I fall out. That's really how people think, because they know that it's going to be expensive just to show up at the doctor. So it's not just about not having health care. It's about the attitude that it gives you, because even people that grow up without health care, once they get it, they still carry that over. They're like, I'm not going to the doctor,
Hell, I was like that. I was like that, and I'm an asthmatic. Not only am I asthmatic, I was a fat asthmatic, and I wound up having to buy something called the risk pool insurance before I got on another insurance that cost me damn near like $300 a month. And then the medicines I had to buy, my inhalers and all that, Advair at the time was kind of fairly new. That was $300 a month for 1 month's supply. So I didn't want to go to no doctor. I was like, man, if I don't feel pain, if you're not going, I'm not going. If I'm not so short of breath that I can't stick a straw down my throat and get air, I'm not going to the doctor. Fuck it. I'm not going to the doctor.
So when you have people like Lamont, and the thing is, he actually may have had that money to pay, even though he didn't want to. If you happen to work as a delivery driver for DoorDash, or you work at Best Buy or Amazon or some place where you don't have any benefits and you don't make a whole ton of money, well, you don't want to go there, and you don't want to go to the doctor and now all of a sudden you have to pay a $50 copay. Or they send you to the pharmacy and now you need to come out $200. No one wants to experience that. So for a lot of people, it's easier just to simply not have the information, but then what happens is you don't realize that maybe you had diabetes, or maybe you had asthma, or maybe you had some other sort of disorder, so that when you did get COVID, all of a sudden now it's affecting you much greater. Whereas if you had gone to the doctors and managed your health, maybe you would have never had diabetes. Or maybe you went to the doctors and they would have been like, look, if you change your diet, you don't have to be on this medication, or, whatever. But it's not a matter of just Black folks, it's not
washing
just us
hands.
Yeah. It's so much more than that.
And not taking all the precautions with COVID-19. I told the people about the story. You remember the story we did on this live stream 2 weeks ago about the people right up the street from me that packed up that damn NASCAR, that Ace Speedway. And you seen one person in a picture of about 200 people that had a mask, and they was basically sitting on each other's laps.
Right.
I swore I saw one lady that was about 300 pounds sitting on top of her son's head. Come on, man. There ain't no social distancing going on over there. Poor boy couldn't even breathe.
Oh my goodness.
Our new follower Lisa is making outstanding points, and some of those we're going to probably have to cover on another day, about how I also talked about, Larry, how there's a mistrust in the Black community about healthcare because of the history that Blacks have been through with healthcare. And we're going to have to do that a whole nother day. Obviously, we're growing. We're getting more intelligent minorities and folks. Not saying that everybody we've already had wasn't, because y'all have been. But we're just getting more to add to the conversation. And now we're going to get on to the fun stuff. Oh, Larry come dragging in here tooth and nail when it's time to get to the fun subjects. Oh, rascal, that damn Larry, boy. So first fun sets, we're going to move on to movies now. All right. Let me first shout out my folk, Mike Willie. He told me to give a big shout out. He is now donating to me monthly as a major supporter. Him and my folk Buzz, also Trisha too. They're all donating to this channel monthly. And since Larry missed it, I'm going to play y'all your visual thank you one more time.
About to give me that black Tesla.
Yeah, man, but they're going to make you pay for it. So first thing in the movie TV show realm we're going to discuss right here is this thing right here that drops today. The Five Bloods. It's a Spike Lee joint. We actually did the review. You remember that, Larry?
Yes.
We did the review. It drops today. I'm hearing nothing but good about it, ladies and gentlemen. It stars our boy from Black Panther, from Wakanda Forever. He's in there. For this? No, man, not no Killmonger, man. No, man, no. This brother right here is in it. And basically, you've got these war heroes. They got to go back, pick up a homeboy they left, and also go through all of what's going on during that war, grab some gold, and try to get out. Are you going to watch that, Larry? It's out on Netflix today. I'm definitely going to give it a try later.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it. I was actually up last night, or like late, and I was looking for it on Netflix last night, but I don't think they put it up until, I think, midnight Pacific time, which is like 3 a.m. here. Yeah, so midnight here is still 9 o'clock out there. So we have to wait a little bit longer. But yeah, I'm gonna watch it either tonight or tomorrow.
So I'm gonna watch it, and maybe me and Larry might give y'all a review on Monday, possibly, because I'm definitely gonna watch it this weekend. But there is something else y'all need to watch that my folk Dave Chappelle did, man. Boy.
I heard that he did something. I haven't seen it yet, though.
Yeah.
It's something with Dave Chappelle, 846 or something like that. Anyways, go ahead. My bad.
846. He did that. And in 846, my man goes ham on people that are trying to bash George Floyd. He actually went in on Candace Owens and said that cunt pussy stink. Then he went in on, he actually goes in on Laura Ingraham and says she's a dumb cunt.
Damn.
for telling LeBron James to shut up and dribble. Ooh. I watched some of it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is free on YouTube. It is free.
Oh, is it really? I'm going to go look it up right now.
Free. And it's only 27 minutes long. You've got to check it out. Got to definitely check it out. Man. Definitely worth it. Yeah, man. And then last, but definitely not least, for my gamers out there, if you used to be a gamer, you know the superior gaming system is PlayStation, right? Yeah. That's a gift.
What? Yeah, you're talking about, you mean the PSP?
No, PlayStation. Any of them, any iteration is far superior to Xbox. But I'm talking about PlayStation.
You mean superior in the price, like it costs more?
No. I mean, most things that cost more are more superior in quality too, which it is.
No, that's not really true. But when you say superior, you mean superior, and as in it's not really as good, but people think it's good, but it's really garbage.
No. Oh, let me say something, Lisa. It is definitely on YouTube. I just watched it before we got up here live.
Yeah,
so it's definitely on YouTube.
Lisa, it's on the YouTube. It's on the Netflix is a joke channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
So Netflix is a joke. It's a channel for their comedians and their stand-up stuff. So they have anyways, it's on that channel.
Yeah. So, but PlayStation 3 just released one of their most popular games. The first iteration came out a couple of years ago, and we had all been waiting for it. This Tuesday, they dropped The Last of Us Part 2. Our little homegirl is grown up now. She can shoot guns. She's ready to go to war. So if you're a gamer, and I only come out for certain classics, Uncharted, God of War, Last of Us, that's about the only time I put my gaming shoes back on. I don't even play Madden no more. And you talk about
I love God of War.
Man, I love it too. But if you like video games, or you've got a kid, a nephew, a niece, or anybody who's into games, go and get them. I mean, go get them. That Last of Us 2. They are saying it's better than the first one. And Larry, we might even have to talk about Dave Chappelle, the way he was going in on bitches on that thing. I mean, he wasn't holding back. He even went in on Don Lemon flip-floppy ass.
Wow.
he went in on him too.
As soon as this show's done, I'm going to watch it.
All right.
I'm going to go watch some Dave Chappelle and bake some snickerdoodles.
God, see, man, why you tell people that stuff for someone like me who's trying to work on the cuts for the cuts for the baby? You know what I'm saying? I'm working on getting them cuts for the baby.
Maybe your cuts can be dedicated to your local pet shelter. You could have cuts for the mutts.
Man, when I hear that, I just think of this crazy vision that y'all do not want me to say on these airways. I don't want to talk about that. But now moving right along, Larry, we've got another myth we've got to debunk that was started on YouTube, basically.
Check a myth or a MILF?
Both. Both. Well, it dropped out that Beyonce was going to be in the MCU, and she signed like $100 million deal to do 3 movies. A couple of the big YouTube channels got the story, ran with it, and they always get airplay. But Larry, who do they always call the clickbaiters? They call people like me, you, and my man E-Man the clickbaiters when we try to come and give you real knowledge. We get called the clickbaiters, but you watch these guys and you believe these stories. So I got up and hit my man E-Man on his Instagram. Right. And he was like, Lamont, it is totally not true. He dropped the video, and he had a source from Twitter that's connected to the MCU that works in the hierarchy of the production.
Huh.
She's not going to be in Marvel in any capacity, not singing, not dancing, not being Storm. And as you can see, people that thought she was going to be playing Storm started a damn petition. Now, if you don't know nothing about Beyonce fans, she's got this rabid fan base called the Beehive.
The Beehive.
And they will attack your ass.
Woo.
So, Larry,
Man.
I want you to be honest. Did you want her to play Storm? Now, you know the Beehive might be watching.
No, I did not. I'm
my
not
man
sure she
E-Man
can.
said. My man
I'm not
E-Man
sure
said
she
the
can
same
act.
thing. That's
I'm
what
not
my
sure
man
she
E-Man said.
Yeah, I'm not sure she can act. It's not like she wouldn't make an attractive Storm if they were doing like a cosplay photo and they wanted her to be in it. I would say sure, she makes an attractive Storm, but looks wise. But no. I mean, honestly, I would like to see Storm played by someone like, I don't know. God, who would I want to see? I was thinking of somebody else, and I had dropped it off my. It dropped with the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of who it was.
If it wasn't,
I'll come back to it.
If it wasn't for the fact Angela Bassett is T'Challa's mama, I would have loved to see her as Storm. She act her ass off.
But she's a little old,
too
though.
late.
She's
Right,
and
she's old.
Yeah,
and she's old. Yeah, and she's too old to be Storm right now. But Storm is obviously going to be an interesting casting because a lot of our people are behind her in so many ways. Because technically, man, if it wasn't for the fact that Thor has, Hulk style strength, Storm can literally kick his ass. She can control the hammer. She controls weather, not just on Earth. Her mutant powers allow her to control weather anywhere she goes. So whatever your atmosphere is, she can control it, which is basically Thor's same magical power. And in the comics, they had a to-do, Larry, and she held her own, man. I mean, she held her own.
Lisa Matthews was saying Lupita should play Storm, but Lupita is already Nakia.
Yeah, she's Nakia, and so she's going to wind. If they bring Storm in, she's going to wind up she's going to wind up getting her ass kicked by Storm. And then when T'Challa leaves her in the comics, Nakia comes back to try to assassinate him. Remember, she's a spy. She comes back to try to assassinate him, and Storm struck her with lightning.
That's what you call lighting someone's ass up.
Oh, she lit that ass up. It was almost like she was Zeus. She called it down, hurled it at her butt.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind. Like, let's see who else? Like Tika Sumpter, I like her. I think she could do it. I think she could do it. She could act, and she looks good. It would get some of the sisters out there, get them off that colorism thing. People always talk about the light-skinned chicks always get stuff. So, Tika Sumpter is definitely a brown bombshell. So
what about Buzz 703 is saying, what about Gabrielle Union? Now I know y'all might come for my neck. As an actor, she's just okay to me. To me.
I had a really foul joke that I had in place. So I'm not going to say it because I don't want to offend anybody. But Gabrielle Union would be the one you're talking about. Gabrielle Union, that's where the joke was going to come in, and we all know what it is. But I'm not. Some of us know.
I know. Okay.
But
how about this one, Larry? How about this one? Sanaa Lathan.
She's too old. We need some younger people because we want Storm to be around for a minute. Sanaa Lathan's like 50-something years old.
Sanaa Lathan ain't no 50.
She's
not no 50. No,
yes, she is. No, I'm about to look her up.
She's barely older than me. I bet you she's no higher than 40. No higher.
You think so?
42 at best.
All right, let me look her up. Let's see. Sanaa Lathan. If I can find her. Why is she not coming up? Hold on, let me just.
So Lisa Matthews is saying, what about Issa Rae? Larry's not a fan of Issa Rae.
I'm not really a fan of her. I mean, maybe it's I I don't know. Yeah, I would have to see a screen test with her because Issa Rae seems really goofy. Like she seems like she's one of those women that are fun for like rom-coms and stuff because she seems sort of goofy. She doesn't seem like she has the presence of a superhero. And
Here you go. Rihanna, because that name was thrown around a couple of times. Matter of fact, they said that they caught her at a Marvel casting. They didn't say what she was casting for. But what you think about Rihanna? Rihanna's young. Rihanna has she has an accent that she can bring in. I don't know about Rihanna's acting though. I don't know about her acting.
Yeah.
But, she's got a following. Her makeup line is going gangbusters.
So you said,
oh, no. Not Nicki. Definitely not Nicki.
And I like Nicki Minaj, but no.
I do too.
But
I'm with Rihanna for now.
With Rihanna, I'm not sure about Rihanna either, man. I mean, I'm not sure if she can act, but you know who I wouldn't mind seeing. Do you watch Snowfall?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, so you remember the girl that that was dating the big buff dude. The main character is his cousin was the big buff dude at the Jerry curl. It was his girlfriend. I wouldn't mind seeing her. I can't remember her name though.
Oh yeah, she can act. She can act too. I'll tell you another one, but she's probably going to be too old.
Okay.
You watch Power.
Right.
50 Cent's cousin that played the cop.
Yes, I think that might be the same woman.
It might be. I think we are talking about the same lady.
Yeah,
but I love her. I love her, and she might could pull it off.
Yeah, her name's Angela Lewis.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't see her credit on there for I don't see her. I'm looking her up on IMDb. I don't see her credit for Power. So maybe it's a different woman.
Yeah. Oh man, but Lisa Matthews went far, but she done went and said Foxy Brown. Okay, Nicole is saying Rihanna can't act either. Better off with Beyonce. God, y'all be killing me in this joint, man. Okay, Trisha C said Carrie Hilson. The thing with Carrie Hilson is we don't know about her acting skills. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And we just don't know if we don't know about her acting skills. That's the only thing. I mean, if you're gonna pick someone to be Storm that doesn't really have an acting acumen, you might as well give it to Beyonce. I'm with Nicole on that one.
Yeah.
Jukebox that was on 50, that was on Power.
Right.
I forgot her name. I always get her confused with the girl that played and Set It Off, but it's not the same lady. But Jukebox, I wouldn't mind seeing her Storm. She can act her butt off.
Let's see. What's her name? I'm gonna look her up. She was cool. I just can't. I don't know. She was on what, the second season?
Third season. But I mean, she's done a whole lot of roles. She's been in movies. She was on BET's. They have a college show where she was the dean of students in the college show. She did good on that too.
Huh?
Why? I don't know why I can't think of her name, but I could see her being Storm. Anna Kanoni Rose. What you think, Larry?
I'm trying to picture her. I know the name. I just can't picture her face.
What about Tika Sumpter? I know you like her.
Yeah, Tika Sumpter could do it. I mean, honestly, they can just bring over the current Storm and let her do it. I mean, they have a Storm right now.
I ain't like that Storm from the Fox. I ain't like her. Nope.
I don't think a lot of people liked her, but you know,
burn it down. As a matter of fact, just for that, here you go. This is what you get for that.
Yeah, go ahead and burn all that.
My king, we cannot do that. It is our tradition.
When I tell you to do something, I mean that shit. Burn it all.
Ooh, Now Trisha C is hitting special chords in me. She said, "What about a little thicker storm and you get Jill Scott?"
I mean, there is that argument to be made. I'm gonna say
I could get with that. I could get with that. Jill Scott can act. We've seen her do some acting.
All right, look up Antoinette Robinson and see what you think about her.
Let me see.
Antoinette Robinson. She was on Dear White People. Dear White People. That was her show.
Okay, Antoinette Robinson. Ladies and gentlemen, let me go to the brain. Let me get some pictures. Let me see what she can do.
Or Logan Browning. Logan Browning was also on that show.
Which one of them acts better?
I think they're both really good actors, to be honest with you.
I got one that none of y'all are thinking about, and Larry watched this girl every weekend, and she is due for a breakout role, and she deserves a breakout role. And I'm talking about Felicia Rashad's daughter that plays on Billions. She's due for a breakout role.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Marcus Bell said Rutina Wesley. I could definitely see that too. I like Rutina Wesley for that. Yeah, either.
We got to show them some pictures. So while you discuss that, let me go find some pictures real quick.
Yeah. Rutina Wesley, if you guys don't remember, she played on True Blood, that HBO show a while back, and she was a regular human for a long time, and then it was during, I think it was the last season or maybe the season before last, she got turned into a vampire. So she ended up playing a vampire, but really, really good looking, chocolate sister. I think you would like her. I could dig her. Keke Palmer, someone mentioned, I think it was Ariel Rogers mentioned Keke Palmer, and I actually like Keke Palmer as an actor, and I like her look. I just don't think she has that superhero presence. And, and that's one of those things. I think that some people are good actors and you can play the role of a superhero, but I think some people just have a superhero presence that works for them in that particular role. Like the dude that plays Doctor Strange, that guy's perfect for that role.
But also Iron Man is perfect for his role too.
Tony Stark. Robert Downey Jr. Yeah. What's his name? The dude that plays Thor. He's perfect for his role.
Even though we was bashing him in the beginning, because us dudes that work out a lot, we wasn't feeling that, man. We was like, what the hell is y'all doing? We wanted Triple H to be Thor. But Chris Hemsworth, he pulled it out.
He did.
I can't front. He pulled it out.
I'll tell you the one person I think out of all those characters that could have been replaced fairly easily is Captain America.
No, man, you can't. No,
I think he could have. I think he could have been replaced. I think someone else could have played that role just as well.
Chris Evans was born for. In all honesty, if I had to rank them, I would say Robert Downey Jr. was number one born for the role. Chris Evans and Cumberbatch Benedict, who plays Doctor Strange. But even the casting for Spider-Man, even the casting for Black Panther, I rank all those higher than I rank the ones for Chris Hemsworth playing Thor. This is Felicia Rashad's daughter, who would be perfect as Storm. Get some of that Storm. Get some of it.
No, I'm going to say this. Here we go. This is what I'm going to say. Not her for Storm.
Okay.
So now this is the reason why, right? Is because Storm has always been not quite as big. She's not super tall. She's very tall. So, but where I could see her playing is because I think with her current size, I think if you got her a trainer, she would bulk up a little bit and get real toned and fit and muscular. She could play what's her name from the Ascara, Wonder Woman's older sister.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember her doggone name now.
I could see that.
Yeah,
I could definitely see that. I mean, but Patty Jenkins has done a good job of casting diversity. Like when they had that battle in the last Justice League movie, did you see all the minorities they had from Themyscira with Wonder Woman? Patty Jenkins does a damn good job of casting a diverse group of people. Because
those
really
are all
didn't
basically extras. I want to see some speaking roles.
True.
I want some speaking roles.
But in all honesty, I didn't care for the casting originally of Gal Gadot, but Patty Jenkins stuck her neck out for that girl. Stuck her neck out. And I like her as Wonder Woman.
I didn't.
I'll be honest. I didn't.
I didn't like it when I first saw it. I was like, what are they doing? Why did they pick this little skinny chick? Wonder Woman is supposed to be cock diesel. She's supposed to be muscular, you know? And I was thinking she's just too bony. But she really plays that role. She has owned Wonder Woman, and I'm cool with it. I'm a fan. I think that speaks a lot to her as an actor. And I think it speaks a lot to the director too, to really bring that out of her.
And I like them when they become outspoken on social justice issues and they speak out about injustice, intolerance. And she has spoken out several times about her journey. And in her country, you have to enlist in the military for 2 years. And she talks about how they treated women. She talks about how they treated her best friends that was darker skinned people in her country. And she's outspoken in Hollywood. So you know what? That entrenched me a little more in her. So kudos to that casting. And I can't wait to see who they do with Storm. They're in here talking about Halle Berry. Crazy Holly is just a little too old, even though she looked good. I mean, Halle Berry looks great at her age. There are a lot of actresses at that age that are really looking good and doing it, but she's just too old. The MCU is going to be trying to cast these people for probably a decade run. Yeah, because the X-Men are going to be big in the next phase of Marvel.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't want anybody who's probably older than, 30. And part of that is because you're talking about a 10-year run, and these are all people that are supposed to look the same basically throughout that 10 years. Because you're talking about mutants, people that aren't supposed to age like regular people, most of them. And so, you need someone that's going to be able to carry that. And people, they age considerably between like 40 and 50, between 30 and 40, a little bit less, and then black people don't really age anyway. So you're good. At least, most dark-skinned black people don't really age at all. We stay like the same age, the same look from like about 30 to 70, and then we get old overnight.
Hey man, that black don't crack, baby. That black don't crack. That black don't crack. Man, they down here bugging. D-Menu. What is on D-Menu? D-Menu. He says, how about a Marvel senior citizens movie? What does that look like?
That's what we're gonna have by the time they get to phase 244.
They're gonna have Captain America missing his teeth. They're gonna have Iron Man up there with tech from 1969. I'm trying to figure out what does a senior citizen Marvel movie look like, D-Menu?
You're gonna have Captain Marvel blown up worlds because she's mad going through menopause.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get to the last subject of the night. And for all of you that have been following me since March, and y'all got Robinhood, and y'all made money, I've helped y'all make a lot of money. I have too, especially if you bought that Tesla that day I told y'all to get it when it was $480. I'm getting ready to give y'all 4 of the best dividend stocks. Now, I'm going to explain in this video, I was going to explain to you what a dividend is and how a dividend investing can be slightly different from stock appreciation investing. So to just kind of get you prepared, when you buy Tesla stock, they're not paying a dividend. You make your money on Tesla because it increases the value of the stock. That's stock appreciation. But some stocks do that and they also pay dividends. Then you have stocks that don't really appreciate much because they spend all their money and profits in paying you back the dividends. So these are some good stocks to put in your portfolio and something to consider for you guys to have a good mix of stock appreciating assets along with dividend stocks. And this is my big homie now. This is my big homie, Market Gains. If you haven't subscribed to him, he's going to be coming on the show sooner or later. Me and him go back and forth. Got him involved with Robinhood. Look at what he's got off.
But of course, dividends are kind of like profits where a company actually makes and then they give it out to their investors. And what do you do to get dividends? Literally nothing. All you need to do is hold the stock. So of course, Wells Fargo is really good simply because the pricing right now is phenomenal. It should be worth around $48 to $50, or maybe at the very least $40. Right now it's $32. It went to the very bottom of $23. So it has been recovering for a really good time. And if you guys go in right now, you might still make some money from the Wells Fargo underlying stock growth. And also, not to mention, dividends is 6.25%, which is extremely high. That's 3 times higher than the S&P 500 average. And next up is SDIV. Now, this one has a longer history. Way more people own this on Robinhood. The dividends is insane at 10.81%, but it does have some sort of a downwards trend. Keep in mind that they pick 100 global securities with very high yields, but they try to pick the ones that have like the best liquidity and the most stable ones, but also pay you high dividends. So right now it's at $12. It used to be $17. And I feel like it's the perfect time to buy. Like, don't wait on this. SDIV is phenomenal, especially how the dividends payout is insane at 10.81%. And so far, I really recommend this. They pay some pretty awesome dividends. And not to mention, their stock growth has been doing extremely well. So if you guys want to, pop in just to not only get dividends, but also get your own underlying stock growth money in as well, you can't go wrong with SDIV. It's really low right now, and it's way oversold. Next up is a little bit more expensive. This is the Bank of Montreal. This is like a Canadian bank. But of course, I feel like the pricing is always at around $77. So right now you're getting at an absolute steal. You can see it does have the vampire teeth graph, which means that it is showing some sort of recovery. And you can see the Bank of Montreal is at $57. Dividends is at 5.43%. And by far, this is one of my favorite banks simply because you do have a very stable 5-year graph compared to the other companies out there. Then you got Stat Industrial. This is like a real estate investment trust. This is a REIT. It has an incredible 5-year growth, and I feel like this thing should be worth at least $30. Now it's at $28, and the dividend yield is 4.99%, which is pretty much 5%. Now, Stag Industrial is pretty crazy, especially the amount of real estate that they own. So these REITs are pretty much, if you guys don't have money, for example, to buy real estate, a building or like a commercial building, but you still want to invest in that, you could buy a REIT, a real estate investment trust, which pretty much you're buying into the company. You're getting a slice of the pie. So you can see here, they have a lot of buildings in many different states in 91.8 million square foot. That is a lot. And so far, Stag Industrial is still impressing me with their numbers. They're pretty baller, actually. Next up is Mainstream Capital. This is also like an investment service. They kind of do like debt, equity, financing, kind of like a development company. You do some real estate here and there, but the graph is really good. This is recommended by a lot of different financial analysts because of how stable it is. It used to be $44, now it's at $35, and dividend yield is insane at 6.87%. This is by far my favorite, this most stablest, and also the one that pays the most dividends with the amount of risk that you're putting in.
Now, he gave you guys some gems on that one, but a few that he mentioned that I don't have that he has. I have Disney. Disney pays a dividend. You definitely want to get yourself some Disney because not only does Disney pay good dividends and you're not being risky with Disney,
right?
Disney also grows. Its stock appreciates pretty well.
Right.
The issue with Disney, though, is pricey. It's over $100. Now, if you was following this channel, there was a time when I told everybody, if this thing dips below $99, and this was 3 weeks ago, buy it. Buy it.
Yeah.
And it dipped below $99. And then it ballooned up to, I think today it ended at $120. And another one that he didn't mention, something that pays 25% yield for dividends. Energy Transfer. Let me just tell you about this one, ladies and gentlemen. That one's very risky. So just be mindful if you do it.
What's because the stock
right
price?
Now, stock price was, when I last checked, like $30. It's not bad. It's not bad. Right now it's risky because oil still hasn't ramped up production as of yet. But when it does, this thing pays you a whole lot of money on your money. And the other one that I took out my portfolio, but I'm getting ready to put it back, that pays dividends every 3 months, is Delta Airlines. Now, why do you want to have Delta Airlines? Because of all the airlines, they pay the highest dividend yield, and they have the greatest opportunity for growth because they're America's widest used airline. So put those in your portfolio so that not only are you getting the stock appreciation, but you're also getting yourself a nice income paid to you throughout the year. And I'll come back and give you guys a list of stocks that also pay per month. As a matter of fact, I've got some in my portfolio right now by memory. So the Spider HD, they pay monthly. Vanguard pays monthly. And AGNC pays monthly if you're interested in something that's going to pay you money back each and every month.
Cool. I'm interested in that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too. And nobody is more ready to see the marketplace get going again than me, because I was killing the market. But at the same time, anyone who invests their money in stocks know that when it's that old saying the politicians say, never let a good crisis go to waste. So because some of these stocks are dipping because of the crisis, ladies and gentlemen, this is when you need to be buying them. Yeah. You need to be buying them right now before the economy gets revving again. But just make sure you're judicious in your buys. You can't go wrong with the tech companies. They're not going anywhere. They're booming right now. Right. But when you start messing around with the cruise lines and the airlines, you got to be careful and figure out the timing on those so that you're not having to wait so long for your money to come back. And if you're someone who likes to spend money on the casino stocks too, be careful with those, because we just seen today they took a bad dip because the reopening is not going the way they want it to go. So just be careful if you're going to mess around with any of those stocks that deal with messing around with human beings and their services.
Right. So, I mean, one thing with some of the airlines and cruise stocks, I think is, and the cruise stocks may be a little bit different, but the airlines are essential. They're not going anywhere. So some of these big airlines like Delta and American Airlines, these are companies that have been around for a long time. And
do not buy American, because they are so close to bankruptcy. It's not even funny. Don't even touch them. I saw the government saying, I saw they had their meeting and they're actually talking about letting somebody buy them.
Maybe that'll happen. I don't know, but I don't think that's going to go down. I think the government will bail them out if need be. American Airlines. The other thing too, at American Airlines, if I'm not mistaken, I think their hard assets are worth more than the company's valuation. So I think you're still okay with that. You know, I don't think you're going to lose your shirt on that one. But it just depends.
And you can buy some Boeing too. Boeing supplies. Boeing is one of the #1 suppliers of airplanes in the world.
Yeah.
In the world. I mean, not just America, worldwide, everybody comes to Boeing to buy airplanes.
Right. And the other thing is, when you're to warn people about with their dividends, is that it's best to reinvest them. Because if you take the profits, it's a capital gain, and the tax on capital gains it's painful. You know.
It's 15%, ladies and gentlemen. But if you have an LLC and you got your stuff set up properly, it's not a big deal. It is a deal, but it's not a big deal. But if you don't have an LLC and you don't do work in that manner, you're not getting a 1099, then you better heed this man warn. That 15% will sneak up on you.
Yeah. So
real quick. So what you got planned for this weekend, brothers? Free weekend. I'm gonna be here putting together baby stuff because the clock is ticking, man.
It's coming quick for you. I don't know about this weekend, to be honest with you. My wife is trying to talk, I think, me and herself into going to the beach, and I'm like, I don't want to go out there with all those people. I was like, we can go do a drive-by, you know.
Hey man,
we can put the windows down.
You don't think there's any way? You don't think there's any way y'all can stay away from people and still let her go stick her foot in the water?
I mean, there might be some place we can go. She was talking about maybe trying to go find a place that's a little less crowded. So maybe some of the, because we usually end up driving out to like Rehoboth Beach in Delaware, or maybe to to Maryland, to Ocean City or something. But I think maybe if we decided we were going to try and find, I don't know, maybe a little small corner of a beach someplace, maybe is possible. I don't know. It's I feel like all the beach areas are going to be so crowded because everybody's been cooped up. People are getting out. It's finally really getting warm. It's not just sunny. It's actually warm. It's actually hot now. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not really down for it, but we'll see what happens. I might need to go with her just to make sure she doesn't go out there and decide to jump out in the Corona Beach and so
yeah, you don't want no parts of that, man. You don't want no parts of that. You want to make sure you got her back out here on these streets, man. I'm still trying to figure out when I'm gonna get a chance to come up there with you and do the YouTube thing. It doesn't look like it's gonna be this year, man, because them clowns still out there being crazy.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be it by this year. The only way I think something will happen this year is if they find a cure to this thing, and even then it's gonna need to prove that it's safe, and that by the time you take this cure, this vaccine, that you're not gonna start growing a third ear a month later or something, or your nostrils start to get spiked and your tongue splits or something crazy,
Who's going to take it first? Somebody's got to take it, Larry. Somebody's got to take it.
Well, it's going to probably be people that are in that most, at-risk category. Probably some of the people they're going to give it to are probably the elderly, for one, because they're at an extremely high risk, and a lot of them that are in those group homes, those old folks homes, sometimes they don't really have a choice. They tell them either you get the vaccines or you got to go. So
there you go with some more of your liberal insensitivity. The old folks home. It is called a retirement center, man.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I can see them chasing you with their wooden cane right now. You damn man.
Oh, see. Why you gotta give them wooden canes? They're supposed to be hip retirement people, hip retirees. How you know they don't have carbon fiber canes?
Oh my God! Now you try to drag me in it. No.
They're gonna come after you too. You're gonna be running next to me. We're gonna be running right next to each other with our inhalers.
No. Old lives matter, Larry. Old lives matter. Old lives matter. I'm wearing the T-shirt. You're not gonna get me beat up by these people.
I see.
So, well, that's it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Denise, be safe down there in Nevada. Next time we come through to Las Vegas, we're going to have to look you up. Everybody that came and checked us out, we really appreciate you. We're getting new people. Thank you to everybody that continues to super chat us, stick with us, share our videos, and follow us throughout the week. Larry, anything you want to say in closing before we part ways?
Yeah, please, people, wear your face mask when you're out and about. Try and stay home if you can, but wear your face mask. And I know people are opening things up. I think it's not a good idea. The numbers are quickly on the rise. There are a lot of Republican folks out there trying to spread these lies or try and skirt the truth so it's not a lie, but still tell the same give the same misrepresentation by saying there's not a second wave. We're not in a second wave, and we are a second peak or spike or whatever. And we may not be, but the problem is that all the healthcare people have said we're not in a second spike because we never got out of the first one. And so, so the numbers are just starting to go back up. And you have states like Arizona and Texas and some of these South Carolina, some of these states that opened up early, Florida, and they're seeing their numbers go up. And a number of them have already reached past that 80% capacity for their beds. And so they're having to activate their emergency protocols. And so the numbers are out there, and the disease is out there. It's on the rise. So please be careful. I know a lot of us want to go back to the malls and we want to go buy our shoes, and people want to go get their hair and nails done. I mean, be careful. I'm not gonna preach at you about vanity. I'm not gonna preach at you about whatever. Just please, if you're going out, be safe. Think about yourself and think about your fellow man and woman, child and dog.
Be safe. Think about us while you're out there. We want to see all you guys come back here, leaving us these crazy ass comments, making us laugh as we try to provide you with entertainment, information, and a little bit of fun. Until that next Sex is Hell video on Monday, guys, we'll see you.
Peace.
Peace.